Hi guys, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. We've been talking about pressure lately and we said so much around it. In case you've not catch up, I'd like you to just go back to my previous video and catch up. Catch up. We are going to be talking about response to pressure today. And then one of the things I would like to establish before I begin to go into my point is that everybody feels pressure at one phase or the other. Yours might not even be financial pressure, it might be probably pressure to meet up to certain goals. It might be probably pressure to get some things done, pressure to settle family, probably just settle down, get some things, get a job, get a life, get so many things done. There's just so many pressure that is surrounding life and individuality. That's what I'm trying to say. And it's not nobody's excluded in this pressure of a thing. That's what I'm saying. Even me that I'm talking, I'm not excluded. We tend to face pressure one way or the other in life. And the most important thing about pressure is how we respond to pressure, how we handle the pressures in our life, and how we tend to manage the pressures in our life. That's the most important thing about pressure. So that will bring me to me asking you that, hey, what's up? How have you been handling your pressures? Probably maybe you faced one or two pressure you can remember. You can't remember all your pressures in life, of course, but probably there's one or two pressure you can remember, and you're like, you felt so frustrated at that point. You felt so down. You felt like everything is all gone. Probably you just felt so many kind of feelings that you cannot really explain to yourself. So how were you able to pull through? How did you handle it? I would like to just drop it in the comment section while I discuss the psychological response of pressure, handling pressure to you. First, I will want you to establish the fact that everybody goes through pressure, which I've said in my earlier video. Another thing I would want to say is that your perception towards pressure is actually very important. Your interpretation, how do you interpret the pressure that you face in your life? Probably you face one pressure or the other. You're pressured about, okay, I think I need to get this done, I need to get that done. My mates are doing this. I feel like most times pressure come when you begin to look more into what you need to get done and what you are yet not what you are yet to get done. Let me use that. So when you have a probably a different perception, a different interpretation about what you are yet to get done in life, what you are yet to achieve, or what you are yet to be into, when you have a different interpretation to it, it helps a lot. Your perception towards it, probably you are seeing it in a negative way before, you are seeing your situation in a negative way, you are seeing your story in a negative way, you are seeing your life in a negative way, you are seeing some things that you are yet to do in a negative way. It's time for you to stop it. Stop it. Yeah, stop it. Channel the way you begin to see it to a more positive way. Channel the way you begin to see it to a more reliable way. For example, there was a time someone that was very close to me was very, very sick, and I felt like the person didn't deserve it. I felt like the person would probably just get better. I was just so pressured that my total mindset was around the person getting better. Truly, truly, that's what anybody that has a good mind or probably that has a better mind would have thought. Like, I want this thing to just get done. I want this thing to just get better and things like that. As much as I wanted it, I know that that's also the mind of God. God wouldn't want something bad for us, of course. But even in the midst of the challenges of me wanting to get better, there was one thing that helped me. I had to channel my thought to what are the lessons this person need to learn from this sickness, this situation, and how do this person need to see it. So instead of the person seeing it that, I'm going to die, this is a permanent, I begin to channel the person's mindset to seeing it that this sickness or whatever it is that you are going through is not a permanent one, it's a temporary one. And I want you to have the mindset that you are going to get better. I want you to have the mindset that you are going to be healthy. I want you to have the mindset that you are going to live long. And this person developing this kind of mindset, sincerely, I won't lie to you, it really helped. It's so much help. Yours might not even be sickness. Yours might even be probably something you really desire much in life, and probably you are not at that phase you want to be in life, and you're just like, oh gosh, how will I do it and things like that. I just want you to have a positive mindset towards it. That's what I'm saying. Because when you have a positive mindset towards pressure, before you know it, time will just heal so many things. Time will just pass by and just feel like those emotions that you were unable to keep was just the best. Like, keeping the positive emotion was just the best. So one best way I feel like you can also handle your pressure, probably what you're pressured about in life, one of those response is seeing it in a better perspective, seeing it in the positive way, not always dwelling on the negative thoughts around your pressure will actually help you to put things in order. So I got you number two. Number two way on how to handle the pressures around you is that you have to detach yourself from anything that triggers that pressure. One of the things people don't know is that sometimes when you always find yourself consistently in places that continually put you in the place of pressure, you tend to feel like, oh, that's why some people don't go to reunion. Let me cite that as an example. You know, you have some of your friends that you guys have been together for like years, and probably something happened, you're like, let's go for reunion. Some people say, I'm not going for reunion. I see. I really enjoyed that decision of not going for reunion if you know you are going to feel pressure. Because there's no way for you to go to reunion and start feeling like, oh, this person is this is that. Detach yourself from any environment that makes you feel pressured. Detach yourself from societies or social groups that makes you feel pressured. You should go to places that makes you feel more enabled. You should go to places that encourages your self-esteem. You should go to places that helps you build confidence in how you're going to become a better person and how you're going to do better. It's actually very important when you're in the midst of probably a challenge in life, a delay in life or something. Go to places that actually encourage you above whatever it is that you are facing. It will really, really help you. Number third of it is that how do you handle pressure? When you're pressured, what are other ways that you can handle it? The number third reason is that you need to understand that it is a temporary situation. Many a times when you are pressured towards a particular thing, or probably you feel pressured, you just have to have that mindset that it's a temporary situation, and you don't make decisions on temporary situations. Many a times, the next thing people do is when they are ready, they just make decisions. Probably maybe you are late to get married, late to do some certain things. And you know, the funny thing is there is no lateness in the agenda of God. That's one thing I want you to understand. God is never too late and is never too early. Get it? So when you are pressured, I've been saying so since, just flow along with my soul. When you are pressured and you feel frustrated, don't feel like you are neglected or God does not love you, or you feel like you just need to hate God. That's those are temporary feelings. You don't make decisions on that. You make decisions believing that things are going to be better. One of the hardest things to do in the face of pressure is being optimistic. You just have to keep your hope up. You have to keep the light blowing. You have to keep your hopes like, okay, regardless of what I'm facing, regardless of my current pressure in life, I believe that things are going to get better. That's the life of faith. So if you're going to live a life of faith in the midst of frustration or pressures in life, then you have to know that that is the perfect way to respond. And in the place of keeping your faith, you also need to keep what you hear. That's why I said you have to detach yourself from anything that triggers it. Because most importantly, in the midst of pressure, what you hear has effect on you. The things you constantly hear has effect on you. It determines if you are going to keep the faith, or probably maybe you are not going to keep the faith. It determines if you are going to make decisions on temporary situations, or you are not going to make decisions. So you need to get messages that keep your faith alive. You need to, probably maybe you are in the midst of a challenge that makes you feel pressured now. This video is an example. You need to keep listening to it so it can sink into your soul and it can begin to ring in your head that things are going to get better. You don't look like your pressure. You are not your pressure. You have to detach yourself from it. And one of the ways in detaching yourself from it is you don't tell yourself that you are that challenge. You don't tell yourself that you are that frustration. You don't tell yourself that you are that issue. You need to constantly remind yourself of who you are. I think it was yesterday, yesterday, I was really so overwhelmed by things around me, my present situation. And really, when I was talking to myself, I told myself, I said, see, if you are not careful, this thing will drown you. This thing will drown you. And when it drowns you, nobody will bring you out of it. And that's just the way it seems to be in life. You could be pressured about anything in life and you just feel like, oh, and before you know, you begin to sink in that situation and begin to allow that situation to define you. Don't allow your pressure to define you. Don't allow what you are facing to define you. You need to constantly tell yourself that you are not that temporary situation that is affecting your life currently. And I'm going to say it on the fourth note of your response to pressure is that live a life of gratitude. That's what one thing people don't know. When you are so focused on the negative aspect of your life, you're just thinking about negativity. Every time you are thinking about negativity that happened in your life, your uncle's daddy that died, your kiriko that died, all the everything, you just point on your head as if the whole world is on your head. Even Queen Elizabeth, that the whole world is surrounding her, did not die out of pressure. You get what I'm saying? She died at a age that she need to die. So there was not like she had heart attack or anything. And I'm sure that while she was a queen, she would have faced so many things. So what I'm trying to say is that don't look like your pressure. Don't attach so much feelings to your pressure. What I'm trying to say is that you need to learn to be at your own pace in life. You need to learn to live a life of gratitude. Focus more on the things that are good in your life. Focus more on the things that God has done so far in your life. Be grateful for the things that you have that some of people that surround your life don't have. Just be grateful for those things. Be grateful for how far God has brought you. Live a life of gratitude. That's one thing you don't know. Gratitude is very, very important psychologically. It has a way of bringing you to humility. It has a way of bringing you to appreciating the things that you have. And it also has a way of bringing you to contentment. I'm still going to discuss that. Watch it out. See what watch out. Yes, watch out. Watch out. So live a life of gratitude. It will actually help you not to feel too pressured, and it will remind you that there are so many things God will still do ahead of you, and there are so many things that are in plan for God to want to do for you. The scripture says that eyes has not seen, ears has not heard, neither has it entered the heart of man what the Lord has in store for us. So what the Lord has in store for you is not looking like your current pressure. It's not looking like your challenges. It's not looking at like anything that you are facing now. Believe that God has better plans for you. When you tend to channel and give response based on what I just said, I'm sure it's really, really going to help you. It's going to push you. It's going to encourage you, and it's going to help you to keep fighting. Just let me do like all those China people. Fighting. Did I get it? Just let me know in the comment section if I got it right. And I'm going to close by saying this, that your greatest competition is not people's opinion, it's not your pressure, it's not what you are facing right now. Your greatest competition is yourself, who you are, who you are becoming, and you are dealing with your challenges and your trials in life. I see you guys when I see you. Don't forget to press on the subscribe button. Expect my next video where I'm going to be discussing about the causes and the effect of pressure on you. See you when I